Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference for Heather Watson. As always, please raise your hand, state your name and organisation when asking a question. We'll start off. Heather, give us your thoughts. Great day.
Thanks. Really happy to be into the fourth round for the first time. It's the first match that I've actually got to enjoy for a bit. So that's really, it's a nice feeling, and it's sort of set in a bit now. I thought I played really well today. I've been saying that as each match has gone by, I've been playing better and better, and happy with my performance.
Fourth round. Did you think, in terms of your career, maybe that ship had sailed? The chances of doing that, or did you always have belief?
I wouldn't still be playing if I thought that ship had sailed. I've been in the third round quite a few times, here at Wimbledon and Australian Open. I was just sort of waiting for it to happen. I waited long enough, I think, and did it in dramatic fashion. Really happy to be into the second week of a Grand Slam for singles, finally.
Hi, it's Ellie from ITV News. It's 10 years since you first made it through to the third round here. Does the long wait make today's win more special? And have you had the chance to speak to your mum yet? Is she happy? Is she proud?
Honestly, I've barely seen my mum. I only see her in the box, and she comes to my warm-ups because it's just so hectic, when I'm doing my warm-ups and cool-downs. And she's such a social butterfly, so she's busy chatting to someone somewhere. She's so proud. But she always is. I've said this many times, she's a great tennis mum. She's very level-headed, and win or lose, she always has that belief in me. And she doesn't take the losses too hard. So I think that's really important.
Russell Fuller from the BBC, well done.
Thank you.
I know you say that you were expecting it to happen one day, but would you agree it's come at quite an unexpected time, this first appearance of the fourth round of a Grand Slam, given the hamstring scare you had and the difficulty of the last couple of years in general?
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking that after the match. My preparation in the grass court season, like you said, I hurt my hamstring and I didn't have much prep going into Eastbourne, but I wanted to play anyway. I'm a real confidence player. So going into Wimbledon without those matches under my belt, I didn't expect it, but then again, I didn't look too far ahead. I only just took it one match at a time, and then, once you get through that, it gives you a bit of confidence, and then it just keeps growing from there on. So, yeah, I feel like I played really well today, and I can't wait for the next one.
Molly?
Hi Heather, Molly from The Telegraph. Congrats on your win.
Thank you.
Spoke on court about watching the other Brits matches throughout this week and how you'd even watch them on replay. I just wondered, is that something you do every year, or is this kind of different, and how it spurred you on, I guess?
I'm a massive tennis fan, Wimbledon fan, and all day I'm there watching matches, even when I'm waiting to go on court on the BBC iPlayer. It's great, you can watch all of them. Watching Liam's match yesterday as well, and Katie's on centre. And Cam, he's always there, always doing great every week. And just over the grass court period in general, so many players have done really well, and we're a little tight-knit group, so we're a lot closer and very supportive of each other. So seeing them do well definitely spurs me on.
In terms of being closer, how's that dynamic changed over the last few years? How have you seen it as kind of one of the maybe older players in the group?
Do you know what? I think what brought us together was during COVID, we had those Battle of the Brits tournaments, and I feel like since then everyone's become a lot closer, and I think there's a lot of credit for those events that happened in people's form and people coming together and supporting each other.
Hi, Neil Squires from the Express. At the end, when you went onto the court and you went down on your knees, what were you doing there and what were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking that I've made it to the fourth round of Wimbledon for the first time, because that has been a goal of mine for like 10 years. So the closest I was to that was my match against Serena in 2015, I think it was. I was 2 points away there. And that was the first time I'd set that goal for myself then. That year was to reach second week of a Grand Slam. So yeah, that's what I was thinking, and just proud of myself for getting over the line.
Did you actually kiss the ground, or you just had your head on the floor?
No, I just had my head on the floor. Had my eyes shut, and I was just taking in the moment and thanking the grass. Not for my slips though.
James Gray, iNews. I want to ask you a broader question, if I may. You obviously spent some key kind of developmental years overseas and away from the UK. I wondered if you could speak a little bit to the kind of difference in approach that there maybe is over in the US. A lot of young players now in the UK game end up over in the US through the college system and that kind of thing. And whether you've seen a change in the approach in British tennis since then that maybe reflects some of the seepage that's coming in from overseas.
Well, I moved to the States at 12. It was a great decision for me. I absolutely loved going to school there, training there, not just from a tennis perspective, but just from a life perspective as well. I've made some lifelong friends there, and I think the weather helps a lot because tennis, we chase the sun, so having that there, particularly in Florida where I was, helps. And I think, especially for the men's game, going to college over there, because sports in America is huge, especially in the collegiate system. And you see quite a few Brits going there, and then, especially in doubles, they come back and do great here. And yeah, I mean, America's doing so good at tennis at the moment, and there's such little noise made about it, I find, because in America you have all these massive team sports like the NFL, baseball. So I feel like the players from America don't get enough credit, but so many of the top seeds, especially on the women's side here, are all American, and they have a lot of strength and depth.
Hi, Heather. Can you just talk through the emotions of that second set? You were 5-0 up, seemingly about to win quite comfortably, and then it got a bit edgier. How did you process that, and into that final game, were you starting to wonder whether it was going to slip away?
So I thought we had a really competitive first set. I mean, it was anyone's game there. And then once I grabbed that first set, I feel like I maintained my level, and she dropped hers. Started to give me a few free points, but I also stayed steady up until 5-love, and I thought she raised her level. And yeah, those last 3 games were so close. There wasn't much in it. It kept going back and forth, juice add. And she was coming up with some great shots, so I had to give her credit for that. So I didn't really panic because I was thinking clearly and well aware that she'd raised her level. And yeah, I was surprisingly calm, actually. I've been practicing really well heading into this match, and I really believed that I was going to do it, even if it was a bit of fighting at the end. And I'd also watched her match from the previous round, and she produced her best tennis at 5-4, 40-love down in the first set, and she ended up winning that. So I had that in the back of my mind as well. I know when her back's against the wall, she produces some good stuff, so I think that's why I was calm, because I was prepared for it.
And in your mind, the final point, the ball's coming onto your racket, you've got a volley to win. What goes through your fleetingly? What was your immediate, when you saw that ball drop and you knew she was not going to get there?
Well, firstly, I just thought, throw yourself at this ball, do anything you can to get it over the net. So that's what I did. And then, yeah, it's all just a blur. Just stuck my hands in the air. I feel like that's my go-to. Just throw both hands up. Yeah, just pure happiness.
Jackie?
Jackie from Sky. Hi, Heather, well done. How does this rate in your tennis career? Because you've had a funny few days. You've had to deal with scheduling, rain, split matches. It's all been a bit bitsy. But you've got here. You've got to the fourth round. How do you rate it?
Yeah, it was earlier I said that it's the first time I get to enjoy this win, because I feel like in my first two matches I was just constantly in like focus mode, because it was like the match hadn't stopped even when I was leaving the club, and it's been suspended and I'm going to sleep or trying to sleep. So it was always just straight on to the next one. So I feel like this win's very different to the others. And not just because I've reached one of my goals, but because I have a bit of time for it to sink in.
But do you think this is your finest moment? When you go home tonight, will you look and go, yeah, this is the best thing I've ever done?
I don't really think of it like that, because I'm still in the tournament. I actually don't know who I play next. I didn't look at the draw. I haven't been looking at the draw. So, yeah, all I'm really focused on is my doubles later with Harriet. It never ends. Loads of tennis, but that's a good thing. And just making sure I just take care of myself. I'm just sort of in the moment right now, not thinking ahead, not thinking back.
The back there.
Thank you. Hi Heather, Ian from the Daily Mail. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just coming back to that game against Serena, which is obviously the closest you've ever come to the fourth round, to be so close. I mean, over the years, has that been quite psychologically difficult to almost expunge from your mind? Have there been moments, even today, when that you think, wow, that's so close and you didn't make it? Is that difficult to kind of put away almost?
No, I actually think the further I get in a tournament, the more relaxed I get, because my confidence builds, and also I'm proud of myself for getting to that point in the first place. So I think that shows in my results. The deeper I get in a tournament, the better I do. So yeah, I was very calm coming in today. I lost to Yuvan in the US Open at the end of last year, so I know how well she can play. She's a very crafty player, has pretty much everything, great hands, slices, comes to the net. We're quite similar in that sense. So I think it's because I respect all the players on tour. I know how well everyone can play on their day, and the depth in the women's game. So that just keeps me level-headed.
I've just got time for two more, so go.
On to the sportsman. Heather, congratulations today. I suspect if someone at the beginning of the tournament had said you'll be playing the world number 97 for a place in the quarterfinals, you might have taken it. But at the same time, Jules had a spectacular year and seems to be a real rising star, doesn't she?
Yuvan? Sorry, who?
Jules, who you'd be playing in the next round? Nehemiah?
Oh, Nehemiah. Okay, I didn't know that. Yes, I played her in Monterey this year. She's a good player, really good player. Rankings, honestly, I don't care what people's rankings are, everybody's good. So yeah, I'm glad I have played her. Sorry, it's just sinking in now because I haven't processed it. But yeah, she's a really good player, a great talent. And when I played her, she was outside the top 100. And I remember saying to my team, this girl will be top 100 in no time. So yeah, it'll be a tough match. She's one for the future. And yeah, going to go home, do my homework on that after doubles.
Okay, last question here.
Hi, Emma John, The Guardian. Can I just ask you to tell us a little bit about how you came to be working with Coach Marinelli again and what the impact that's had?
Yeah, I started working with Diego maybe 10 years ago, something like that. I don't know exactly, but a while ago. And he was sort of new on tour. And yeah, we were a great team for a few years, and then we didn't end badly or anything, just wanted to try something new. And he's always been, for me, in my opinion, one of the best coaches I've ever had. So, and not just that, we have a really strong relationship. He's like family, even when we weren't coach and player after we split. We've always been in touch, and he's always supported me, and that's a really big thing for me. I feel like he's not just a coach, he's really invested in me, my personal life. You know, he wants to see me happy off the court and see me succeed on the court. So yeah, we started working together again mid last year. We're not together every single week. It's he also does like TV work and stuff, and also at this point in my career, I like to do some weeks just me. So I'm very happy to have him back on board, and he'll be around here and there.
Okay, we're going to finish there because Heather's still has that.
Thank you.